Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the BRID brand process and how to appropriately scan your patient so that it's accepted in the lab and following the guidelines that's been established for us. So there's been an issue with type and screens going down without the BRID band on the actual tube, and that the staff is double scanning the bands without actually putting them on the patient before putting them on the tube. So you're not going to apply your BRID band before collecting your sample. So we're going to go ahead and collect our blood sample for a patient, and then we're going to scan our soft ID labels. So the first thing you want to do is you always want to ask the patient, can you please tell me what your first and last name is?
Ellie Clueless,
And what's your birthday?
1191.
Okay. The next thing you're going to do is make sure that you scan your patient, and so that it goes up in soft ID. Right, we verified that she's Ellie Clueless and that her birthday is 1191.
91.
Right, we're going to print our labels. So we're going to make sure that you have your BRID band, pink blood bank type and screen is done here. So you're going to hit print, and now it's going to ask you to double scan the BRID band when you apply it to the patient. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your BRID band. We keep them in the IV carts, and they're also in the supply room if your IV cart is empty. Now you'll see a lot of people will place the small aliquot label here. You don't have to do that. The only thing that we're required to do is write the current date on the paper, or on the band, I apologize. Peel back your piece here, so that way it's clean and protected. You're going to remove this second portion here, and you're going to apply this to your patient. Now, they ask that we apply the BRID band to the opposite arm of where your ID band is, because what's happening is at times when they scan the patient, the BRID band is actually being scanned, not the patient ID, and it's not always being registered in your iStats or in your blood sugar checks, and so then that way it's being registered to the wrong number and not crossing over to the patient's chart. So they've asked us to place them on two different parts of the patient. If you have to place it on the same side of the ID, that is okay. We just ask that you try not to at first. Right? So we've applied our band, and we're going to take a small label off of it here, and we're going to apply it to our sample tube. Now they ask that we put it the long way so that it's easy to read. And now we're going to scan. So you need to scan first your blood band ID or the BRID band, and the number will come up. Then you will scan the barcode that you've applied to the blood sample. Now, the next thing that you have to do before you're done with this is that your your lab label requires 2 U numbers attached to it. So you're going to ask a friend to come in and verify. So Eric's going to come over, and he's going to verify my patient ID with me.
Right. Hello, my name is Eric. Can you verify your full name and date of birth for me?
Ellie Clueless, 1191.
Great. Let me just check your U number here. Y542896. Y542896. Great job, Rachel.
And then he's going to write his initials, or his U number, excuse me, on the actual label before you put it onto the blood sample. Thank you very much, Eric.
You're welcome.
All right, when you apply your label, you want to make sure that you do not accidentally cover the BRID band that you've applied to the tube. Otherwise, it may get kicked back. So once you've made sure that your partner has put their U number on the label and that your type and screen BRID band is on the vial as well, you want to make sure you close out your soft ID by scanning your patient a second time. Right. That's how the blood bank knows that you've closed out your sample in soft ID and they can accept it. If you do not close out and scan your patient at the end, your type and screen is going to get rejected. Right. Before you send any lab samples down to the in the tube system, you want to make sure that all of your blood tubes have an actual soft ID label on them, as well as if you have a type and screen that it's got that 2 U numbers and the BRID band attached to it. For any reason that you have to redraw your type and screen, it's really important that you remove the previous BRID band that you applied. All right, blood bank requires that we put a brand new BRID band on the patient if you need to redraw the sample, so please don't forget that. Thank you.